Hi, this is Laura from LiveVisions.com, and today I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the Ascendant sign. I notice when I do my videos, I see everybody's always looking up their sun sign, and you need to use the chart calculator below on my website to figure out what planets you have in what signs or house to kind of follow these videos. But what is an ascendant sign? An ascendant sign is different than your sun sign, okay? Like, I'll give you an example. I am an Aries sun, and I have a Virgo ascendant. The ascendant is what people see upon first meeting you. People may look at me and say, okay, she's kind of conservative, she's, subdued, very analytical, she seems to be, analytical type of person. But they really get to know me, and they discover that I'm not as subdued as they thought. Like, wow, this chick can have a temper. Woo, who'd have known? But yeah, so I'll give you another example. Let's say that I'm gonna do a good one. Let's say you're a Leo sun, but your ascendant is Cancer. People, when they see you having a Cancer ascendant, may say, oh, he or she is shy, kind of introverted, a little bit shy when, you first meet this person. But people who really know you, you're very outgoing. You're not shy. You're probably shy when you meet somebody. But when they get to know you, different story. So your sun sign is way different than your ascendant. And your ascendant can tell you a lot about your personality and the type of, a little bit about the characteristics about yourself that will be constant throughout your life. It can give you a little information about the 7th house, because the ascendant is opposing your 7th house. And the 7th house is what? Your marriage partner. So I'm going to be giving you a little information depending on your ascendant sign, what kind of marriage partner you probably would be attracted to. And also, we're going to talk a little bit about what you need. I want to say an ascendant sign is kind of like, what are you here to do? And what is it that you're needing to do in this life? And it's not the true node that I'm talking about. The ascendant is kind of like how you're going to carry out what you need to do. Okay? Look at it that way. Well, I'm going to go and do the videos. Stay tuned for yours. Hi, this is Laura from LiveVisions.com, and I wanted to give you information on what it's like to have a Capricorn ascendant. Oh, that scared the crap out of me. I just heard a noise. Anyway, your key word for you is I utilize. And what do you guys utilize? Well, you need to look at where Saturn is in your chart, because it's going to show you a little bit more on, I always say the ascendant sign is where you're going in your chart. And, you're, well, it's not where you're going. It's how you're going to, a tool you're going to use to get to where you're going. To where you're going is your true node. Okay, so if you have Capricorn ascendant, you want to find out where Saturn is, because Saturn is going to be the vehicle on how you're going where you're going, or what you're gonna do. Saturn shows you where you may have limitation, where you may be restricted. Okay, so you're gonna find out, okay, what you're gonna utilize to maybe avoid some restrictions. Okay. And aspects that you have to Saturn, if you go and you find that you have some squares or oppositions, those are things that you need to look out for, or that you may find where Saturn is warning you, hey, watch out for this or watch out for that. So keep that in mind in doing your chart. So what else? You may appear to people who see you, because ascendant is how the world perceives you, right? So people may see you as a serious person. I'm looking at my notes because I don't want to forget anything. And also, you may be known as stability, as a person who is stable, okay? One thing I will say about having a Saturn ascendant, as much as you seem very serious, you're probably a very mature kid, because, not sure if you know this, but as you get older, you get more youthful. Life becomes more fun for you, because as a kid, you may have had a lot of responsibility. So things could have been really difficult for you. But just know as you get older, you lighten up a little bit and things become less serious and you can have a little more fun, you know. You exude confidence and appear successful. And usually you are because you work hard. People don't realize that you do worry a lot behind the surface. Like, am I good enough? Am I doing the right things? You know, all that. And you're known as probably growing up as the responsible one, you know. What else? Like I said, responsible at a young age, big time. You're also known as the workhorse in the zodiac. And the one common thing that I notice with Capricorn ascendants is when you guys are overwhelmed, I don't know what it is, but your work is your safety net. You like to just kind of, you know, drown yourself in your job, so to speak, you know. So what else? You would seem very dependable and responsible. For people who really don't know you, they're like, oh, he, you know, just exudes like this responsible kind of vibe, or people can just tell, or you show that you're responsible by your actions, you know. Let's see what else. You know, you make success look effortless because you don't show that you worry about things, and you don't show, but it looks effortless. But you know what? Your success does come, but it's from hard work. You're definitely showing me that. What else are they saying? Well, here I will say, you're not really a showy type of person, but status is important to you. So you're probably very careful about how you spend your money, but when you do spend it, you're probably more like about, you want name brand things, and because status is important to you, so you want quality. So you probably would spend things on things that are really, you know, going to last a long time. Also, and name brand things too, I will say, because you're kind of about status. You know, status. I want to say one thing that you guys do. You equate your self-worth with your net worth. That's common with a Capricorn ascendant, okay? What else? Well, you know, where you see Saturn in your chart is where you're going to see where you may have challenges and how you're going to overcome them. When you see squares and oppositions, you want to kind of, they're showing you watch out and be careful of those things. So you need to kind of watch those. Also, I want to say that because Saturn is your ruler, you know, you're a Capricorn ascendant, so Saturn is your ruler. So wherever Saturn is, it's going to show you where you're utilizing things, like what you need to do and what you need to avoid. So it's a big planet to watch for. And because Capricorn is on your ascendant, Cancer would be on your descendant. So the type of woman you're going to marry is probably a homebody. She may be all about home and family and children, and she may be sweet, shy, sensitive, or him. It could be a him too. Very loving, very, I want to say, sensitive, a little bit of the shyness. What else? You know, just very sweet. Somebody who's very sweet, all about the home and what they need to do in the home, you know. So keep that in mind. And if you want to know more information about your partner, aside from what I'm showing you, this person could be very sensitive, and you may find them totally like too sensitive, and they may find you insensitive. So you need to, you know, balance and make a medium, you know, happy medium there. But for the most part, this person would be, I think, a very good parent. You need to find where your moon is in your chart, as it'll give you more information about this certain partner. Okay, well, I hope this was useful and helpful to you. If you would like more information or would like to take a class, please click the link below. I have a basics class coming up and an aspects class. And if, you know, go to my website and do the chart calculator, because I notice a lot of people are looking up the wrong signs, and they're looking up their sun sign for everything, and you're more than your sun sign. You have a zillion other planets. Different planets have different signs, and you have to look up the appropriate sign for the planet. So keep that in mind. So please help yourself. Go to the website, look up the right sign for the planet, and look up that video. Anyway, I hope this is helpful. Please vote, like, dislike, whatever. Let me know what you think. And the next video I think should be really juicy. I'm going to do Mars. Mars and the signs, and the ladies might like it because it shows you in a woman's chart what kind of guy she's attracted to. The men might find it juicy is because you can look at your girlfriend's chart and see what kind of guy is she really attracted to. Let me find out. So it could be fun. Anyway, we'll talk to you soon, and I will probably get that video out in a week or so, okay? Thank you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.